So hello and welcome everyone. I hope you still have some energy from the long day. Quickly introduction. My name is Ahmed and I'm part of the product evangelism and the experience pillar in Sitecore. I also, besides that, I'm working on my MBA. I'm focusing on the marketing pillar. So my focus and my interest is how to utilize the tools and technologies and the models and combine that with the theoretical understanding to build practical stuff that can help the marketeers build one-to-one experience to our clients. So throughout that session, my objective is to get to that point, to build something practical, utilizing the tools, utilizing the models to connect the humans with each other. I'll show you a quick short video borrowing I should give credit to our Sitecore demo team who built a whole product and to showcase the integration and the capabilities of Sitecore products. And these couple of videos I'm using today from these materials, these videos explain to us how these demos are built as well. I want you to focus on that video. There is an experience that's gonna be shown to you. I want you to understand the intent. Like this is an advertiser who designed this experience. And there is an intent behind this experience. There is a goal and there is value that should be communicated with the client. And there are places that this experience is happening in. So maybe after I run that video and maybe I get your opinion like where and what experiences, what values and what places you can figure out and you can capture from this video.
Looks like we don't have sound. Oh, thank you.
So anyone here familiar with the 4 Ps concept of marketing? I think, okay. Place. Anyway, what is the value? Which value this experience trying to communicate with the customer? Which value is trying to get to? Is it the value of the advertisers, us as a company? Are we trying to tell the customers, for example, something about ourselves? Or are we focusing on the customer himself? Focusing on the customer himself, right? So when it gets to the value, we're trying to understand Adam's value, what he wants, what he loves. He loves cycling. We want to capture that intent and act on it. By the way, acting. When did we act? Did we just like send emails by bombarded Adam's email inbox? We waited until he had a need, he wanted something, and we acted on that. And where? We were always in the place where Adam is. So this is the idea about today's marketing. The idea is it's not about ourselves, it's about the customer. Where, when, the value of our customer. The thing is, to design a customer experience like that, it's a complicated process. as you've seen, like you need to understand all of that, and you need to start to acting on it, and you need to justify that to your marketing management most of the time. So how would you build a customer experience like this? To get into a marketing plan that can address such customer, we need to understand the customer first. So that is the customer of tomorrow. I don't know if you have the time to tell you a short story of 200 years of marketing, I guess. Or can just skip it. Is that okay? Quickly? Say one, okay. I'll try my best. Like 200 years of marketing in 2 minutes, I'll try. So it started in 1820s with a crazy idea of some people. Like before that, newspapers used to be something used by celebrities to communicate information about themselves with with audience, with public. But someone came in around that time and said, okay, let's sell these newspapers for cheap and get our money from the advertisers instead of getting the money from the guy who buying the newspaper. And in that way, people will buy it anyway because it's cheap and entertaining. And then advertising will pay me because I'm putting things that will get the product to the market, and they will get revenues out of that. So that was the rise of this idea. Things started to evolve by in the 19th century, started to get more into like fraudic, lying way of selling things with understanding the psychological needs of people. Things like snake oils advertisement, like focusing on the mysteries, people's ignorance, focusing on people who don't know what's the right thing. So selling them the void, selling them the smoke, basically. Using the same tools and capabilities that we discovered, we started to lie to the people. Started later in the 1930s, the invention of propaganda, radio, television, and the World War II. World War II was a massive thing in the marketing, the history of marketing, because there was a need in countries like US and UK to promote for people to raise armies from 5,000 to 500,000 to be able to fight Germany. So it started. I think most of you'll recognize, like, yeah, I need you. Billboard. Like this was invented basically for that, and actually that was part of the whole thing. How to convince masses to buy your idea. Like, so let's focus on everyone, utilize all the media, build a campaign, and then the idea of a campaign that immerses the public with an idea until everyone believes in it. Everyone would believe, and it's been used many times. Everyone started to believe at these times that breakfast and that full of protein is an important meal. Everyone started to believe that. Ladies started believing that cigarette smoking is a sign of liberation, for example. Like people started to use these ideas and immerse people with things that they might not need at the end of the day. And then modern world, digital and social things like database marketing started to structurize and build procurements around how to deal with your customer. Your relationship, the relationship between your sales and the customer's endpoints started to be organized, utilizing the digital world, digitalization. With the invention of social media, multi-channel, then the cross-channel, building a whole journey around something like the thing that we've seen with Adam. This was like 2020, 2 years ago. But things getting harder. With the mass production ways in the world being known to everyone, it's been easy to produce now. What the customers are seeing and facing today is submersion, I could say, over flood of advertisement, of messages coming from the producers, not necessarily fitting. So they usually trying to escape. I personally try to escape when I get an email saying like there is a discount on something that I might not need. Happens every day with us. Crowded landscape, the competition is so high. So you can imagine the marketer is someone like with a megaphone trying to speak in the public in a very crowded place, and he's trying to reach you. He wants to get something from you, but you cannot listen because you want to hide and you want some peace of mind. You need something else, but the thing that you need is not matched. The thing that you need cannot find someone to serve it to you. So hopefully I covered 200 years in a good way. So if you buy in on the why, if you buy in the complexity of today's landscape, Then we can talk about the how, because it's going to take some effort. How to employ the models and the understanding and the human-to-human interactions and the tools to serve a one-to-one customer experience of tomorrow. As I said, I'm using the Play Summit organization demo. This is it's a company that is promoting sports events. Like they're selling tickets for sports events. Like one of them was like the cycling tickets that they sold to Adam in the video. And this is Olivia. Olivia is facing a challenge that she's from classic marketing planning ways. She wants to use the technology to come up to one-to-one experience, how she would evolve this kind of marketing plans, like putting the marketing plans she studied in the MBA and want to develop modern stuff using the technological tools to address her customers in a more efficient way. So Olivia came to me and I proposed this workflow to her to start by, okay, Olivia, let's divide the market into segments, like understand the customers. We want to understand the customer. Let's understand their behavior, their need, their psychology, what they want. Like let's not be inside out, let's be outside in. And then focus on some segments, maybe draft some segments, and then look at the competition. Who's addressing, like if I'd like to address, for example, the wrestlers, maybe we'd be the best to do that. Maybe our competitors would be better than us in addressing the wrestlers. So, and then based on the competition, we'd focus on some segments and then address them with decisions. Address them with the tools. Then the tools can come in and send messages to these segments. After that, maybe we can test this hypothesis and repeat it until we get to smaller and smaller segments, until we get to like the micro segment, the one-to-one conversations that we dream about. So she listens to me, and we said like, okay, let's segment the market space, the landscape. So if we want to segment the landscape based on the customer's intent, I might like to get some suggestions from you, like what dimensions you would segment the customers based on like a sports customer. You want to sell events to. Age, like yes, okay, age. Gender. Age and gender. Interest? Interest. Like, all right, this is pretty generic and nice, all right. This could work with any industry, right? Like you can, any industry, if you're selling watches, like age and gender and cost, maybe. But what about like a sports customer? Like what something more specific maybe? Yeah, please. Previous purchases. All right, that's a good one. All right. Type of sports. Who said that? Yeah, type of sports that he's interested in. All these suggestions are great, but like a couple of them, these are generic, a bit generic. Here we started to look internal. We started to think about what we can provide first. Like I'm selling sports events. Like what kind of sports I can sell to you? But you are getting there. So like to cut to the chase, because I want to think from the customer's point of view, I needed something that like resembles their psychological need. So these were my choices. So like I said, okay, let's think of like maybe some customers would be interested in intensity. They can and they want some action in their lives. Like we can give them something they need. Maybe some of them would watch, and that happens with all of us. I like team sports. Others like relaxed solo sports, if we can say. And we started to shoot some of the categories that we can focus on in this area, which landed us into sports types, as you said. But putting it into segments like that, in that way gives me freedom to move in the dimensions. Like maybe if this is not too much team sports, maybe a couple of people sports. Like there is a spectrum to move on. And then as I promised, like I identified the competition. So I found that we have 3 competitors in the market that like intense in the intense sports and relaxed sports and like relaxed team sports like water ballets, like for example for ladies and stuff, and intense sports for people who like MMA and stuff, things like that, and golf for relaxed people. So we decided to say, okay, hypothetically, we will focus on these areas. Okay, we'll start with these areas. Let's address people who are interested into these spaces. Bit intense, and might be sports, and might be a bit solo, and give them names and start and test that experience. Makes sense. Like it's a good activity so far. So then I'd like to test that hypothesis. And this is the part that me, as someone part of the community and part of Sitecore would like to get to, because I would like to use one of the technology tools that we have, which is like Sitecore CDP and Personalize. Olivia just bought, her organization just bought Sitecore Personalize and CDP as part of the mega deal with Sitecore, which bought other products. So I recommended to her, let's use the technology now. We didn't use it in the beginning, if you noticed. Like we used it when we needed it. So yeah, I just want to explain something before, or maybe use this. How many of you is familiar with Sitecore CDP and Personalize? Took the certificate training? Okay, so that makes it easier to explain. So Sitecore CDP is like mainly like 4 components, as you can see here. The first component is like the receiver, like the audience stream, the integrator, the APIs. You can feed in data from outside the world, so you can feed in data into CDP. And then there is the other parts, like there is the experience and experimentation part, which enables you to test your hypothesis against the market. And then there is the decisioning part, which after you test your hypothesis, you can put it in action and build decisions based on that. And you can integrate this with machine learning. You can integrate it with Content Hub. Anyone who was here in the last session, so you can integrate this with Content Hub. You can retrieve content based on the personalization that matches your clients. And then the last part, the omni-channel experience, which is like the external. So if you look at it, there is a left arm and the right arm, and an engine in the middle. Like that's how I imagine CDP. Some processes and automation tools that facilitates inputs and outputs and optimize it in the middle. Like we decided to use Sitecore now, this component here, the experimentation, to test our hypothesis, myself and Olivia. And then this is where I'll show you how we did it using one of the tools here. So I can bring up my browser. We went to the experiences, web experiences, and we created that experience, but I'll create another one to you in 1 minute to show you how it's easy to create one. Okay. That's it. I'll choose that, for example, I'll choose a pop-up that gets out to my users saying, for example, title. We said like we have two target customers. We have the sport. Adrenaline. Yeah, right. Thank you. And then I just put something here. Just for the sake of it. And I'll create another variant. I should have renamed it. Another thing that comes up. Make capture and say, give it. Give it something else, for example, say sports, just for the sake of it. And close. Okay, I have capture corners for the naming. Then I decide, okay, let's expose 50% of our customers to the first experience and the other 50% to the second experience. Wow. and see how that test goes. So we will do this through application. That's it. Yeah. Okay, just distribute evenly, save, and then based on these experiences, what goal I want to measure? I decide to measure the revenue. So maybe create a goal here, and this is something that will be fed in from the API integration. So that's an experience. Experience will set it to run. And also looking back, that's not the easiest position to do something, but you have something here. What I did now is like I created an experience that's with 2 variants, exposing 50% of each of my visitors to one of these variants, because I want to test which one is better. That would let me know which segment is my match with my hypothesis in a better way. And this is, I want to show you that in actions. For the visitors on the website, might see about to buy something, book a ticket, get a ticket, and put some data here. Next. I'm trying to buy a regular ticket, so the experience should now expose me to either the sports or to the race. Waiting for a photo. Yeah. Give it another try. Sometimes it caches, but the image. So there is an image here that should come and suggesting to me either go in the sports direction or the race direction. Thank you. So work on you. So this is the whole idea. Then let's get back to the comfort zone, and then. After letting this experience running for a while, you'll get a winner. You will understand. We will understand. In our case, my case, and Olivia's case, we understood that. We have more strength in the sports space. So based on that, we decided, okay, let's declare the adrenaline solo segment a winner, and carry on with Sitecore tooling and create target segments and decisioning. To address this experience. Like I just showed you the model now, so I now not use the experimentation part. I use the decisioning part and the segments part in the platform to do something similar. But now I have a segment. I can put more focus, put more money and budget, and I can justify that to my management now, and because we proved it. After that works for a while, we decide to sub-split our experience into sub-experiences to keep, because you remember I asked her to repeat, we want to repeat that process until we get into a one-to-one experience with our customer. So we decided to divide this adrenaline group into 2 other groups, engine solo, like something focusing on racing, and another thing the one that focusing on cycling, and let that run for a while. After some time, we declared the winner. We knew that the extreme sports is our thing. And we started spending money on that intensively because we want to address this experience, to address these customers with.
I'm Olivia, VP of Events and Marketing at Play
and here's
Summit,
Olivia after
a large outdoor sports and leisure expo that we're taking global. It's our 5th year, and not only do I want to smash the attendance records and increase marketplace sales across our vendors, but this year we're also adding a virtual component. Times have changed, so we need to deliver a memorable experience to make Play Summit the go-to global expo for the outdoors category. This presents a fantastic opportunity, but a huge challenge. How do I create relevant and personalized experiences for all our prospective attendees? across all their digital channels and at various stages in their journey. I'm gonna need some help, so I pulled together our crack team to solidify sales goals and nail down our target audiences, enabling us to create personalized omnichannel experiences. To bring the experiences to life, we're using Sitecore. Sitecore enables my team to centrally manage content, experiences, and commerce, which is a really big deal. This is something we've never been able to do before. When we make a change to the schedule or update information about our event, I want my team to be able to do it once and have it update everywhere. And that's what makes Sitecore such a powerful tool. Let me show you what I mean. Meet Adam. Based on his past interactions on our website, we already know that Adam is a mountain biker. He's part of our extreme sports consumer target audience. My team creates content targeting our extreme sports consumers, like Adam, as well as other target personas. But to personalize to Adam, we've created eye-catching mountain bike-themed digital billboards near the trails that he and other riders frequent, and ensure that we've created targeted social media content to run in his geolocation. This will not only help us increase awareness of the event with Adam and other prospects in his region, but promote relevant workshops and the marketplace where vendors will be selling and demoing their latest products to drive conversions. Sitecore enables us to track user actions, visits, and clicks through our content across channels. As Adam interacts with our content, we get a better picture of his interests. With this information, we can balance his customer journey and our overarching priorities by delivering the right content with the right context at the right time. Sitecore also gives us the ability to set up a marketplace where our vendors can manage their offers and catalogs. This allows my team to focus on building personalization rules to help match vendor products with our attendees. Thanks to the Sitecore platform, we can continually update and personalize the experience for Adam and all the other attendees in real time, based on their behaviors both online before the event, as well as their digital and in-person interactions at the event. And with Sitecore making automated personalized content recommendations in the background, it can trigger a VIP offer to Adam, giving him the chance to attend an early bird demo event and other VIP-only sessions. When Adam checks into the VIP event, we've set up a push notification offering him a 20% discount on any bike purchase that day through the Play Summit digital marketplace. Sitecore helps us to quickly understand more about each of our attendees so we can make everyone's experience as personalized as Adam's. After the Play Summit ended, we realized just how much Sitecore helped us take the event to a whole new level. I've got a feeling that we'll continue breaking attendance records in the years ahead.
So, yeah, hopefully Olivia nailed it. As you noticed, Olivia didn't just use Sitecore CDP, she used the whole suite of the Sitecore experience pillar. If you attended today's morning sessions, like Dave explained to us, like the experience pillar is part of our Sitecore Infinity composable DXP plan. So she also made use of the integrations between these toolings to have one end-to-end experience with Adam, as you have seen. So to summarize and wrap up as quick as can, we use the tools, as you have seen. I've tried to create a model that enables us to use the tools to come after us, understanding the human needs of our customers. The tool enabled us to justify the budget, to go with such a campaign to address one-to-one experience, and also enabled us to keep going further with the experience to really engage with the customer in each touch point, in each place, and giving them relevant offerings. So hopefully this gave us like kind of a practical model of transforming the way we look at marketing. I also want to highlight that I used a lot of the Play Summit demo team working in Sitecore. You can yourself practice with this team by going to this link, get to sitecore.demo.com. It's a cloud-based solution, so you can get your instance and start gain your instance of CDP and work with it. And this is the GitHub repository of this environment. It's like one great thing. It's no smoking mirror. It's integration ready. It works as exactly as you will do with your real-time implementations. So thank you so much, and I hope you got some nice information from this presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Ahmed. Do we have any questions? Please raise your hand. Anyone?
Marketing, CDP, personalize, Adam. Okay, ready for that.
All right, so I've got one question then.
Please.
Because you were talking about the segments, right? And
Yeah.
I'm just curious when you can decide that, for instance, these two smaller segments that you had were connected to the bigger one, right? And how you or when is the right moment actually to do the change to connect to like merge the segments or change the segments? When you can decide that's the right moment to do this?
That's a great question. So, okay, when would you decide to split a segment? I would say usually, so from technical point of view, you need that based on the amount of users. So, for example, if you addressing VIP personas that buying Bentley cars, maybe that would be after 5 customers. I guess you got one month. Then you need to convert. You need to do something else. You got your revenue. And if you addressing people who are buying chips, that would be like, yeah, maybe you will put your own thresholds, I'd say, of numbers and validity and expiration periods for your campaigns to your clients based on revenues that justify your investments, basically. But the whole thing is like having this kind of plan, you have a way to justify the investments. Like, you know how much do you spend, how much do you expect, how many customers you need from this campaign. And then you say, okay, after I get to 1,000 customers, I'll update my plan to address more detailed clients. You have a framework, you have recurrent agile framework that enables this progression.
Okay, so in case of the CDP, it would be like you're setting goals, and when you've got a certain number of goals achieved, then you can change the segments, for instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yeah,
okay.
please.
Cool.
Thank you. So in that video we just saw, they were essentially in the CDP doing like setting up personalization rules based on the segment. And the guy was getting like push notifications to his phone, but he was also seeing different things on the website, right? So in the last session I was in, they literally demoed this, but he did the rule like in TypeScript. It was essentially a hard-coded rule, and they had to query personalize to get it. And what I saw here was a content author setting up a new personalization like marketing campaign. So like, does that all work right now?
It's like, yeah, it's like the answer is yes. Like the whole amazing thing. It's like, thank you for the question, definitely. When I started with Sitecore CDP, and before that I was working with Sitecore XP, and like I said, the main shift is operation shift. The way you work with the tool changes. Like, yeah, with Sitecore CDP and Sitecore Personalized, you get the opportunity to start small, to do something quick, to achieve quick revenue out of the market, and then you can replicate it. If I'm working with an agency, I'll ask them to create one template for me, like something that I'll execute today, and the other template that I'll let my marketing team propagate it, like utilize it. So when you ask me like, would that be working? I'd say yes. There are out-of-the-box tools that you can use. Just like you can spin up your environment and use your out-of-the-box tools, and it will generate web experience to your website. Would you still need JavaScript? You can do that because you can ask your agency partner to do that for you. But it's not because you want each experience to be built from scratch, because you want to build templates based on your tests that will enable your marketing team